Hey everyone, welcome back to EverQuest, the hero's journey. We're here on the level 57, the Shadowknight Rogue Shaman, and we've made some drastic progress in AAs. We're up to 804 AA spent with 7 AA points saved. The majority of that has come through just grinding in Dragon Necropolis. Made some purchases recently. I'm going to rapid fire run through the ones that have changed. Let's see here. We got Discording Defiance, rank 1. That increases our resists by 5 per rank. Our resists aren't really at the point where they're capped, so I stopped putting more points into that. I did get innate agility and innate dexterity. Capped those out at 15 of 15, and that's 2 points per. So basically 30 agility and dexterity. Since my agility was lacking and my dexterity, with some recent gear changes, wasn't at the point where I wanted it, I would have had to have a buff to get my dexterity to the cap, so I no longer need that buff right now. Did get innate magic protection, so we put 15 points into that. And planar power, which is the AA that increases our stat cap. So we got that capped out. Let's see, increases the maximum stats you raised with items by 5 per rank. So 15 out of 15. Was that 75 points? 5 times 5 is 25, and 5 times 10 is 50. Yeah, 50 plus 25. So 75 points. Pretty big to increase the cap on our stats. In the archetype tab, we did a bunch of healing ones, even though we're not healing very much. I was looking for places to spend it. So I got abundant healing maxed out. That one, I think when you crit heal or something, there's a chance to apply a heal over time for half of that amount on yourself. So there we go. I just did a crit heal and I got abundant healing on myself over here in the short duration window. We got Gift of Magic, capped that one out at 404. So when you cast a spell, Gift of Magic has a chance to put a short duration buff up for you. That makes your next spell, there it is, Gift of Magic right there. Gift of Mana, not Gift of Magic, Gift of Mana. Makes your next spell to cost like 1 point or be free or something like that. It grants innate chance for next level cast. Only costs a single point of mana. With that, if I were to cast another spell, as long as that short duration buff was up, it chews up the short duration buff and basically casts it for 1 mana. I did do Healing Adept, Healing Boon, Healing Gift, so I capped all of those out. Healing Gift is the crit heal AA. Healing Adept is the throughput heal AA, so it just makes your heals heal for more. And then Healing Boon is the crit for heal over times, so Stoicism will have a higher chance to crit now. Mastery of the Past, I did get that up to rank 4, so that'll hold me over until level 62. No more fizzling of spells. Quick buff, that was a nice one. Quick buff. So that reduces the cast time of beneficial spells, and that's been good for Stoicism. So Stoicism now casts in 1.5 seconds. And I think it reduces the cast time of Chloroblast. I'm not positive on that. What else did we get? Spell cast or slippery attacks. We did do slippery attacks. Where's that one? Slippery attacks. So it makes it difficult for opponents to riposte my offhand attacks, and so basically there's 5 ranks, 5 times 2. Each rank increases the chance that your opponent will fail to riposte by 20%. So 100% chance to no longer be riposted by offhand attacks. So that's nice. More damage for me, and it means I take less damage. So if they're going to riposte me less, then they will not hit me as frequently. Spellcasting Deafness, we also got that. Reduces the cast time of beneficial spells that have a duration longer than instant, and cast time greater than 3 seconds. So I think that also helped with Stoicism. Got the Stoicism cast time down to 1.5 seconds. Spellcasting Reinforcement, so we got that too. Gonna cap that out. Let's see, 30, so 50% increased duration on beneficial spells, and that included Stoicism. And seems like that one works on my item buffs, the clickable buffs that like instant cast clickable buffs that I have. Also proc buffs. So like if I proc Avatar, it seems like that helps with that as well. Class, we got Affliction Mastery, so that's the dot crit AA. Dot crit is now up to 40% chance. I combined that with Blood Tithe. That's the other Druid Shaman Necro specific AA for dots to crit. So we maxed those two out, Affliction Mastery and Blood Tithe. I did max out Ancestral Aid, 6 of 6. Consumption of the Soul. Where is that one? I got 6 out of 8 of that, so that just increases the enhances Leech Touch. I didn't finish that one off yet. I did get Leech Touch since I have Consumption of the Soul. Leech Touch is now one of my abilities. I have it on my bar over here right next to Harm Touch. What else did we get? Planar Durability, 3 out of 3. I think that one just increases our hit points. Yep. Spirit Call. We picked up Spirit Call. 12-minute cooldown. Capped it out at rank 5. Basically summons some Shaman wolf pets to attack my target for a minute. Strike Through, did pick up Strike Through. Max that one out. It gives you a chance to bypass your opponent's special defenses, such as dodge, block, parry, and riposte. Each rank adds 5% chance, so 6 times 5, 30% chance to bypass those things. And you do get a chat message, I forget which window for me it shows up in, that says you like strike through your opponent's defenses whenever it triggers or works. Theft of Life is now maxed out at rank 11, so that is the additional crit chance for the heal portion of life taps. Twisted Shank, I think I mentioned that one last time. We picked that up. It's a rogue damage over time activated ability. And that is it for AAs. We got a lot. For gear, we've had a couple changes. We got a new earring. We got this off of Enoric in the Plane of Hate. Yeah, Earring of Bashing. I upgraded it to Legendary through my augments from my previous earring on there. I did lose some hit points from the previous one, but the other stats were just more resists, more heal. So just more AC. Let's see what else changed. I did get, so I killed Carafrim 1 or 2 more times. I forget which one. Not sure if I showed this one. We got the Prismatic Skill of Healing off of Carafrim. That's the augment that we have on that bracer. And then what else? We swapped out our bow. We had a bow from one of the Legacy of Yakisha zones. So we got a Primal Valium reinforced bow. Just better overall stats, more stats, heroic stats, resists, etc. Um, yep. And yeah, just got the basically the augments I had on the previous bow. Although I did get rid of the augment that had like 2 mana regen on it and put some AC hit point agility one in there. Yes, okay. So off of one of the Carafrim kills, we got these gauntlets. I don't remember if they were the base version or the enchanted version, but they were not the legendary version, so I had to power them up. Um, we also got Prismatic Scale of Range, a legendary version of Prismatic Scale of Range, which has extended range 4. That gives you a 15% increased range on your spells up to level 65. So that's nice. And also the stats on that are very nice, very welcome. But look at the hit points on these gauntlets, like 90 AC, 350 hit points, 400 mana. They crushed, and like 42 strength, 11 heroic strength. They at 39 spell damage, and that's with the augments and stuff. But yeah, they crushed I think the Bloodlord's gauntlets is what I was wearing before, which is the Sky Shrine, Shadowknight, Quested gauntlets. Uh, Dagger. I'm now main handing the Mylokar's Dagger of Vengeance, which came off of Carafrim. I upgraded that to legendary. The proc on it, the backstab mod is nice. So like, I don't know how that works exactly, but if you look at my skills, you can see my backstab is now 239 out of 214. So I'm above the cap that I can access right now. So that's nice. I don't know if that just means I hit more or I hit 4 more, but I'll take that. The Feast of Blood proc on this has been nice. It's negative 200. Well, it's unresistible. Life tap proc. I can't tell exactly how it works. It applies a debuff on the target, and applies a buff on me. So I think it like siphons life over time from them to me. But yeah, it's been nice. I also picked up this blackened lava rock from Skyfire Mountains. It's a 100 point direct damage spell. It does have a 1 second stun with it. And most of the things I fight, like the boss mobs, are immune to that part. But 100 damage is more than I think it's 70, which was the Wolf Renite gem that is purchasable in the bazaar off the merchant there. So slightly more damage there. And I got this 8 hit point regen legendary enchantment or augment. I think I picked that up in Vishan's Peak. And yeah, so you saw I'm now offhanding the Ragebringer. I think I might occasionally swap it into the main hand for like longer boss fights because I'm noticing that the poison phobia that this procs is very helpful. And I really only needed to proc once in a boss fight. The duration is long enough. Looks like it's 1.5 minutes, or no, 4 minutes. Sorry. Um, so yeah, it's not really procking enough or as frequently as I want when it's in the offhand. So I might set up a bandolier key to swap it to the main hand so that I can get it to proc and then swap back to offhand. Let's see. Let's see. Ring. I got a new ring. I don't know if I showed this one yet. Ring of Destruction. 91 AC, 200 hit points, 200 mana. The 91 AC is partially coming from the 31 AC augment that I have in there. And then I get a Polished Egg of Rage with 17 attack on it. So pretty good. Prismatic Scale of Preservation. I think I showed that one off of one of the Carafrim kills. Um, Yeah, so it has mana preservation 4. It's good for spells up to level 65 and decreases mana cost by 10%. And has a bunch of stats on it, so very nice. Those yeah, and then Vile Ruined Belt. I don't know if I showed this one. It's not great. Very low hit points, but probably a little bit better than what I was wearing before. So still looking to upgrade belt slot. That does it for AAs and gear upgrades. I think it's time to go to Luckland. We're gonna go to the moon. And in thinking about that and being very eager to go to the moon, actually when I first logged in here, you could see the moon, but now that it's like snowing, why is it snowing in West Corona or North Corona? I didn't know it could snow here. Um, but yeah, you could see the moon like up through the spires there, but because it's snowing, you can't anymore. Um, in thinking about that, I was thinking about JFK's speech about going to the moon, and it just felt like it felt like he could be talking about this situation where he says, "We choose to go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is hard." And he says, uh, and I'm chopping out some of the stuff, because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one that we are unwilling to postpone, and one that we intend to win. So I thought that was pretty cool. That I don't know, it felt very relevant, even though he wasn't talking about EverQuest, he wasn't talking about Luckland, he was talking about literally going to the moon. Um, but yeah, that was pretty cool. So, oh, technically, we've already been to Luckland. The bazaar is on Luckland. I haven't stepped foot out of the bazaar into Shadowhaven or the Nexus, but back in the day, to get to Luckland, to get to the Nexus, you could talk to, or initially, basically, you would sit here, um, and you would wait. I don't know how long it was, 15 minutes, 30 minutes for like the next like wave. Like if you were within range, it would teleport you up. Like it would announce like, oh, teleport in 15 minutes or something like that, and you would wait here, and then it would shoot you up to the moon. But I guess now, if you want, I guess you could go to the bazaar and just like walk out into the Nexus. But I thought it would be cool to talk to the Nexus Scion and go to the Nexus. And I think that, all right, that is the case in any of the Nexus Scions. There's one in the Dreadlands. I don't know. Most of the like old school wizard spires have a Nexus Scion that will port you to the Nexus. Um, Not positive where I want to go. Let's see. That goes to the Bazaar. This goes to Shadowhaven. This goes to the Thurbian Lair. That's probably where we're going to go. And this goes to nowhere. Plane of Knowledge. I think, yeah, that one was a dead end before. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then there's like platforms where there are other Nexus Scions that would port you down to the Nexus Scion on the planet of Norath. So this one looks like it would go to Otis. Yeah, and there's one for like G-Fay, Greater Freyark, one for North Corona. It's Fadewar, and Tonica, Kunark, so Dreadlands, and then Otis, I think. Yeah. Oh wait, this is Velius and Otis. Okay. Where's the Velius one? Huh. I don't know. I can't picture a Velius Wizard Spire, but I never really played a wizard, so. So one of the targets for progressing through Luckland is in the Akheva ruins, I think it is. and I'm gonna try to remember how to get there. Okay, funny. I was just talking about the announcements and like X amount of minutes, and it just said it here. In approximately 10 minutes, the portals will become active. So like you can stand on the platform, I guess, and when it like activates, it'll port you to those places. It's been so long since I've been to Lachlan. And full disclosure, when this expansion first came out, um, I used to call it Loosland. So yeah, I'm one of those guys. Um, I think I was in like high school at the time or something, so didn't really know any better. Still don't. I still feel like I want to call it Loosland, but I believe it is pronounced Lachlan. This goes to the Nexus. That's where we just came from. And turn off mobs. This goes to Maris Saru. That sounds familiar. Dawnshroud Peaks. Let's try Dawnshroud. It's kind of a bummer to have missed out on some of these zones leveling up, because I have some good memories of like leveling alts in some of the Luckland zones, like Palotl Caverns and there Netherbian Lair. All right, all right. Where are we? Okay, we just zoned into Dawnshroud Peaks. There's Maiden's Eye, Grieg's End, Sanctus Saru. Maybe Maiden's Eye. Maiden's Eye. Yeah, I don't know for sure. Hang on. Let's do left. Sneak high. We're just gonna run through. Not really. I'm not trying to kill anything in these zones. I'm also just guessing at the best way to get to the Akheva ruins. Yeah. Zone looks pretty cool 20 years later. Yeah, did not run very smoothly on the hardware that I had available 25 years ago, whatever it was. Not like I have a cutting edge PC right now, but certainly capable of running EverQuest. Oh, another AA I picked up was one I had been postponing for a while. It's Stealthy Getaway, I think it is. Where is that Stealthy Getaway? Yes, that one. So it's an hour and 12-minute cooldown. It says the ability allows you to quickly retreat from the current situation and arrive at a relatively safe location elsewhere in the zone. You must be hidden to use this ability. So I think it's a rogue succor. I don't know how you say that. Succor. The ability that will transport you to like a predetermined like safe spot in the zone. Okay, so Emerald Plains, Akheva Ruins. Okay, that's where we want to go, Akheva Ruins. I wonder, so if I were to hit my stealthy getaway, it would port me up there to where there, I guess right here. So not very far, but for larger zones or places where I want to get from one side of the zone to the other, it might be useful. I don't even remember what NPC we're after in the Akheva ruins. There's a bunch of named ones in there, so we're definitely going to go in, do a non-respawning instance. I think it's um, no, that one might be in the deep. I don't know. I'll probably remember once I see the names of the bosses in there. There's at least three, 2 to 3 bosses that we could kill. I don't know. And these guys look like aliens. So weird. I guess it makes sense. We're on the moon. All right. I'm assuming there's gonna be a. Is that yes? Echo of the past. It's weird seeing it be one of these guys though, because these are the bad guys. All right, we'll do a non-respawning instance. All right, where are we? We are here. I think there's traps in this zone. I'm just gonna ignore most of this stuff. The Protector. Okay, maybe we will kill him. Oh, what is that? Bond of Death? How did he land Bond of Death on me when I have 559? I don't like that. It's a negative 200 resist check, I guess, but still not cool. So the Vadin, right? I think that's his name. The Vadin, yes, is one of the bosses that we could kill. The Vius is another boss we could kill. And Shay Vinitros is maybe another one. I thought there was another one. Insanity Crawler. So that's the one we're after, really, for the progression. But let's try and kill the bosses in this zone. I'm just gonna kind of go in blind and assume that it's not gonna be too difficult. I don't know for sure though. He is red. He cannot see me. I don't remember him being a rock guy though. I also don't know, like, is everything gonna come hit me? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this works, so here we go. Alright, let's throw up our avatar. Wait for that to proc. Okay, seems to be resisting my poisons. Let's see if we can get some fire on him. Fire works. Yeah. Poison seem to be a no-go here. Alright, finally got an avatar proc there. Alright, what do we got? Skybreaker. Combat effect of lightning surge. The ceremonial cudgel. Glowing orb of loose Lackonite. Hammer of Souls, War Song of the Bashir. Couple spells. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. Aside from him being resistant to my stuff. Hang on a second. Let me throw up some debuffs here. Disempower, cripple, and resist. Let's go with this one. Oh, hello. Was I not invis, or did I trigger a trap? I don't know. Alright, where to next? Looks like there's another boss. Oh yeah, see, I think that was a trap or something. Shadow fog. Or, hmm, I need to like look into, read up on like how traps work, because I literally just triggered a trap right there, and I still can't detect it. Like sense traps doesn't, it says you don't detect anything. And disarm traps seems to be like, it seems to be the disarm traps from what's the Lost Dungeon of Norath, whereas there's like physical like traps that you touch, like click on and like can disarm, and not the yeah. See, like yeah, I'm triggering traps, but not sensing any traps, so pretty annoying. Sneak, hide. All right, and then we're going this way. Yeah, more traps. Wonder if these guys are considered humanoids, or are they undead, or like what are they? I don't know. Another AA point there. All right. If I remember right, this guy, and this is from 20 years ago. If I remember right, he has like a knockback or something. I don't know. I could be thinking of something else. Oh, man, these friggin' traps are not cool. He also may be rooted in place, so I might be able to tag stuff. Let's see. Well, those ones are definitely humanoids. It seems like these ones are not, though. The shadow robe guys, not really little. Does not seem like these guys want to take poison at all, which is kind of a bummer. Let me throw up disease. Let's see how that goes. I'll test it on this one over here. Resisted plague. No. Try damage over time magic. Try this one. Okay, well, I guess we're going to be kind of limited on what we can do for dots if they're not going to take poison. What else can we put on our bar? Alright, well, let's grab these guys. Oop, assassinated him. Assassinated him. My heroic dex is like, let's see, 69%. So basically a 70% chance whenever I backstab to assassinate things under level 62. I forget what the level cap is on that. Alright, let's try this guy. Oh, okay, well, that's what I remember. He blinds with a 5-minute blind. Magic curse counter. Okay, so I should probably. Oh, immediately got reblinded. All right, might be fighting this fight blind. Throw this on him, hopefully. All right, we got that on him. Trying to get some dots on him now. I can't even tell if I'm hitting him. Throw a spirit call on him, I guess. Did we get a slow on him? He's immune to that. Twisted Shank. Uh, all right. Let's try to cure ourselves of this blind. But it feels like he's just gonna reapply it immediately, which is, yeah, this might be the last time we ever kill this guy. Let's kill that thing. Got a couple ads there that we're gonna take out. All right, this one. Oh, assassinated him. All right, I don't even know if I'm like. Yeah, it says too far away, too far away. I don't know where he is. Hang on a sec. I'll try to cure myself. Really long cast time on remove Great Curse. There we go. Oh. Alright, I don't like. Alright, I got summoned. Right? I don't like, where is he? What is going on? Literally can't even see if I'm hitting him. And I'm not hitting him. Like it says I'm out of range, but I can't tell where he is to be able to get to him. Oh man. Alright, he summoned me. I'm at least backstabbing. Is he like banishing me too? Like I. Yeah, it feels like he's like banishing me or something. I don't know. I'm doing something in that it's causing me to gain safe fall skill ups. I don't know what's going on here. I'm sorry, guys. This is, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have looked into what to expect here, but I'm sure this is not too fun to watch when it's just a black screen. It's also not too fun to be playing. Oh, okay. All right, we fell there. What is he doing to me? I put, okay. Maybe it's there's like a knockback, and that's what I was remembering. and like why you want to put your back on this wall here. All right, so he's dead. Really no threat, just very annoying because you can't see anything. Um, but yeah, I guess, try to tank him here in the future if I ever want to kill him again, because I think he does a knockback, and that's what was going on. He was like knocking me away, and I couldn't do anything to figure out how to get back in range, and I was just basically waiting for him to summon me. All right, what do we get? Glowing Orb of Luclanite. I think that's for a Vexthal key, although I don't think you need a Vexthal key. All right, combat effect of Rebuke the Undead. This is a two-hand blunt, Cleric Druid Shaman staff. I can't even read. Sunbeam staff. Okay. This thing, a mask, and then a range slot. We got Spirit of Snow, Beastlord pet buff. Kerr's focusing. Is this? Oh, it's the group focus buff for the Shaman. I think I needed that. And then Hammer of Souls, Cleric. Okay. All right. So at least we got a spell we needed off of that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do that one again. That was not cool. All right. What's next? What's next? Turn off that. So we do have to do the Insanity Crawler, but I'll probably save him for last. Maybe go up here and check out this. I don't know what that is. It seems like it has council of something. I don't know. We're just gonna let this stuff follow us and deal with it after. Grab another rank of Consumption of the Soul. Beef up Leech Touch a little more. All right. Oh, Disinfecting Aura. I think we need that. Disinfecting Aura, Shaman, group. Disease and poison cure. Yeah, I think we need that. Cool. Probably won't use it, but didn't have it. All right. Yeah. What's in here? Of course, traps. Of course. All right, take a peek in this room here. Looks like there's just one guy. Yeah, just one guy. Um, hello. Oh, okay. Oh, so much for one guy, right? Let's try to just burn down some of the ads, I guess. Oh, it kind of seems like that guy's rooted and doesn't do anything. So that's nice. At least, he doesn't do any. I probably have to go into melee range to deal with him. That's fine. Oh, is he spawning ads, or are ads just spawning and I gotta like? All right. Well, maybe we're just gonna go after the boss because it seems like the ads are not stopping. I'll throw up some dots on these guys. At least my Blood of Pain is landing, since that has a negative resist check on poison. Yeah, I might be here all day trying to fight ads. So yeah, I'm not sure how that fight works exactly. It kind of seemed like the boss was just spawning an ad every X amount of seconds or so. Um, I don't know if there's a limit on the number of like ads that can be up. I was just cycling between the ads while tanking the boss and throwing dots on them and then switching back to the boss. But yeah, that was a lot of ads. All right, what do we get? Couple of these Shadow Storm Spheres. Boon of Recovery clickable. Huh. What's that? And that's pretty cool. Increasing mana regen, hit point regen, and damage absorption. Oh, if I remember right. So you get the buff for hit point and mana regen, but it's only active as long as you don't take 150 damage. So, like, it's not. So, like, right now, not going to be useful for me since I'm constantly taking damage. Like, I'm never going to be able to keep that buff up since it's like a rune slash mana regen buff. And when the rune fades, when you eat 150 damage, you also lose the hit point and mana regen. So maybe useful for people who have chosen a class combo where their pets are tanking or something. But yeah, not really useful for me. What else do we got? We got Moonfire. Very pertinent to being on the moon. I think that's, yep, the Druid nuke spell. A cold based. Hammer of Souls again. Shadowed Torment. Two-hand slash. Sword. What does that look like? Yeah, it's okay. Pretty neat looking, I guess. All right, on to the next thing. Oh, it didn't set off the traps now that the boss is dead. That's nice, I guess. The one thing I remember about the Insanity Crawler is there's some type of mana drain or something debuff. You know, it's probably more to it, but I remember mana being an issue. I think it also like reduces your casting level or something, like makes you less likely to land spells on your target. Wait, what's going on here? Guess I went the wrong way. Nope, that's gonna go out. Hang on, let me hide these. Alright, so go this way. We go down this way. Alright, then we take a left and then a right. wish you could understand what those guys are saying. Alright, so there's the Mind Burrower guys. Camp spot over there. Insanity Crawler should be this way. Is that him? Yes, the Insanity Crawler. Alright, you can't see me, but probably a trap over there, right? Nope, no trap. Alright, and there's a bunch of stuff. I think he's probably going to be rooted. Maybe take out the ads first. Okay. I don't really know like what his resists are like. Mindworm Fang. Not terrible. Alright, I think that's... there's one more over there. Right there. Alright, I'll give this a go. Got some dots on him before he eats all my mana. He's definitely chewing up my mana. Cripple maybe. Okay. This guy feels easier than the other guy. Well, yeah, I would say much easier than the guy that was blinding me. Alright, what do we got? Orb of Mental Energy, legendary. Range slot, 200 mana, 4 mana regen. Enchanted, glowing orb of Shadowknight, and an exquisite silk. Bunch of junk. Hail. Alright. that was one of the, I want to say 5, I'm not positive, targets for the progression to Planes of Power. Pretty cool. So that was our first foray into Lachlan. Cleared the bosses in Akheva Ruins and got our first flag towards Planes of Power. I'll have to look up which zone would be best to do next. Probably another zone with one or more of the bosses for the Planes of Power flag. But until next time, thank you guys for checking out the moon with me, and take care.